it's me back with another one. I'm trying to drop these all 2025. So today we're gonna learn how to make these tapestry hoodies. I'm gonna go through the process of cutting the tapestry hoodie and the process of sewing the tapestry hoodie. Now, I'm also gonna give exclusive details on how to design and order your hoodie and what size you need to get far as the blanket on these, okay? So just to hop right on into it, I use Amazon. The shop name is Country Weavers. That's who weaves my blankets for me. They are bomb. You can go with other people if you choose to, but they are super bomb. I love them. So shout out to them. That's who I get my hoodies through, and I design my hoodies in Silhouette Studio. Okay, so we're gonna do this little tutorial on how to cut your tapestry hoodie. Okay, so here I have a large hoodie. You can't see that it says large, but it does. I have all the different sizes in these baggies, and this is what I use as a pattern. Now, I got this hoodie from Hobby Lobby. It's just a regular Gildan hoodie that I got, just a regular Gildan hoodie, and as you can see, it is a size large. Okay, so I cut the hoodie apart. I can't show y'all how I cut the hoodie apart because I already cut the hoodie, but there's the hood. I just basically cut it at the seams. As you can see, this is going to be the front, the back, and then of course you have two sleeves. So you basically just want to break it down. Keep it so you don't have to heat bind hoodies. Or you can like get an old hoodie or something like that. Only reason I like to the only reason that I like to buy new hoodies is because I want to make sure that the sizing is right. Because sometimes when you wash stuff, it shrinks and all this stuff. So I ain't going to have to deal with that. Okay. So first things first, I like to cut this fringe off on this side. As you can see, I've already started doing. So I like to get real close because you don't want to take away from your picture size. And you just want to get super close up on it and cut it off. Cut all of this off. And y'all don't judge me because yes, I do throw stuff on the floor as I'm working and I clean up afterwards. Okay, so once that side is cut, I'm gonna go through and cut the top fringe. Now this fringe, that's the colorful fringe, I like to keep it. I have tons and tons of it. I keep some of the black and white too because I use that sometimes too. But this is normally the fringe that everybody wants. Okay, so this blanket is 52 by 54 by 72. And they have different size blankets, but this is the size that I got. And again, I am doing a medium. Now I know y'all probably like, well, why you got a large? But I use the large. I always go a size up so that it gives me a seam allowance. Because whenever you sew, you need seam allowance. And this tapestry fabric does not stretch. Okay? So don't expect that you're going to get some stretch out of it. You can't go smaller. You must go bigger. If anything, you go bigger. Okay? I'd rather my tapestry hoodies be too big than small because big, you know, if they're like, oh my God, it's just too big, I can take it in on the sides or whatever. But if it's too small, it ain't nothing I can do besides buy another blanket. And don't nobody want to do that. So this already has the seam allowance built in, so I'll just follow this. Now, something to remember. These hoodies have rib knit on it, which is a stretchy fabric that's at the bottom. Just like my hoodie, it's also normally around the sleeves of the hoodie as well. So this is a stretchy material, and it kind of like is you. I don't know if you can see, but this doesn't lay flat because it's not completely straight. So you want to make sure that you're cutting it completely straight instead of that humps in it, and instead of it being creased or whatever, it needs to be completely straight the way you cut it. Now, because I can't hold it and cut it at the same time, I kind of gauge where I'm cutting it at. So I put this all the way over to the end. So necessarily, I don't even have to touch this side. I just need to cut the arms and this. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and cut the arms out. And then I'm gonna cut up here for the collar neckline area. Actually, I'm gonna take, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut this area. So as you can see, this, I don't know if you can see it, but this doesn't always go to the end, but I'm just gonna cut it to the end just because I want it to be straight and I don't want it to be wrinkled up. This is gathered again because it stretches. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna go around the table here. Hold on. Give me a second, people. Okay, I'm gonna go around the table here and I'm gonna finish my cuts up here. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the neckline out. I always give myself a little extra seam allowance because you gotta sew a hem. So it's okay to give yourself a little bit extra. And then cut your sleeve. Now, I hope that this can be seen, but again, this is bunched up. So I'm just gonna make a straight line down. I'm not gonna follow the angle of the hoodie because again, that extra room needs to be held there. So this is the template, and this is what you get out of it. So I'm gonna put this to the side, and we're gonna do the back template. So put a blanket over. And I'm gonna do the back piece. Now, me personally, I pre-design my hoodies to where I know what pictures is gonna be on the front, I know what pictures is gonna be on the back, then I don't know what pictures are gonna be on the sleeves, and I don't know what pictures are gonna be on the hood. I just kind of do a collage, but I know what pictures are gonna be on the front and the back just because I have a certain look that I want to go with. So I pre-measure these, and then I put those measurements into my design and create the front and the back of the hoodie. So this particular hoodie, most of my hoodies, like I said, I just do a collage. And then if I have a hoodie where I want like certain stuff on the sleeve, then I'll design the sleeve as well. But I really never do that. I've done that for a bomber jacket, but not for a hoodie. Okay. So you're gonna do the same thing, and the same rules apply as far as the bunching and the stretchiness of the hoodie fabric. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these cuts. So the first cut I'm gonna make is down here. Okay. I'm gonna try to move this as close to the edge as possible here, because I got some pictures that I need to make sure it gets in here. Okay, so I'm not gonna cut this piece. Actually, I'm gonna cut this piece, but I'm only gonna cut it straight because it's a little crooked. But again, you're not gonna cut directly on it because of this stretch. Remember, tapestry has no stretch. So cut the arms out. And this is where your hood's gonna go, so you don't have to leave any extra room because there won't be any hemming right there. And then right here, you're just gonna cut straight down. You're not gonna cut into that cut that it has on it. So, after you do the back piece, this is what my back piece is looking like. Okay, so if you've sewn before, I don't know if you're here, if you're new, if you've sewn before, but you always sew inside out. Hold on. Order you some sewing clips. They're actually called quilting. Oh, well, these are called sewing clips, but I know they're also called quilting clips as well. So if you can't find it under sewing clips, quilting clips, they will save your life with this tapestry because it's just too thick to be pinning. So if you are a pinning girl, throw the pins. Well, you ain't got to throw them away, but for this project, throw them away and get you some clips because clips are going to be easier, okay? So this is my back piece. This is my front piece, and I'm just going to simply put them together so that I can sew them. So everywhere that I sew, I like to put, everywhere that I'm going to sew, I'm going to put a clip. So I'm going to sew from here to the top of the arm. So from the bottom of the hoodie to the top of the underarm here. So this is the part that I'm talking about here. So this to here is going to be sewn together. So I'm going to put one at the top, at the bottom, and then just throw one in the middle for fun. Okay, and then you got the shoulder part. So you're gonna sew the shoulder parts together. All right, and now you have the other shoulder. So same thing, we're gonna just clip our ends together. And then the other side part. It's a super easy sew. You can do a straight stitch. I like to do a straight stitch and then go back over it with a zigzag stitch. Just kind of my thing. I mean, I know people who don't do it and their hoodies turn out fine. This tapestry hood stuff frays quite a bit. I'm just cutting off a little extra piece that I see because it's not evening up. You do not have to do this because it's going to be on the inside. So if you have a piece that doesn't even up correctly, like it's still not really even. See how this part sticks out more than this part? But it's okay. We're going to just put them together as even as we possibly can and clip them. Same thing to this other side here. And clip it. So this is all you're gonna do. So you're gonna take it to your sewing machine. So here, so here, so here, and so here. So that's the biggest piece. Now we have all of this tapestry left over for our sleeves and our hood. Okay, so as you can see, it's a pretty nice size piece left. I got it on my measuring table, so it's about 51 inches, a little under a yard and a half going this way. So this is what we have left over for our hood and our sleeves. So I like to cut the sleeves before the hood. Just my preference. You don't have to do it that way. I just like to do the sleeves first, just in case. I've had this happen once. No, actually twice. I've had this happen twice where I didn't have enough room to make the hoodie. So, I mean the hood, so I'll have to like take some pieces and sew them together to make the hood. We're not going to do that today. That's a little bit more complicated. It was kind of a mistake of me missizing. I don't think that's going to happen today, but I'm still going to do the sleeves first just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to put my sleeve here. Now, I always like the long end on the end that I'm going to, that's on my closed end. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And you want to try to give yourself as much space. Let me come closer. You want to try to give yourself as much space as possible, just so that you don't waste any fabric if you don't need to. So I'm going to come all the way up here to the corner here. And as you can see, I got this folded right where it needs to be at. Push it over a little bit more. I'm going to lay this right on my inseam, and I'm going to make sure that it's straight. Now, when I cut, I am going to cut at a diagonal, but I'm not going to cut as small as this right here. I'm going to leave a little bit room, maybe an inch or so, just because I don't want my sleeves to be too tight. I've run into the problem of my sleeves. You get the arm through and you kind of tight trying to get it through. Now, I will say that the two people who had that problem, they told me that over time it did get better, but I try not to have that problem. Also, with your sleeves, even though this is a large and I'm doing a medium, and I believe I've left seam allowance, so I don't have to do too much, but I'm gonna leave a little extra seam allowance right here because I have to hem this sleeve. And I don't wanna make the hemming take away from the sleeve and it be up here. So I'm gonna leave just a little room. I'm gonna say about an inch. If you want to measure it, you do. I'm gonna eyeball it. I'm letting y'all know I eyeball everything. Not everything, I measure a lot, but just for this instance, I'm gonna eyeball it just about an inch, or you know, a finger tip length, and we're gonna cut. You want to make sure you got some good influences and don't you let nobody touch them, okay? Okay. So that's the sleeve. And you can open it up and see what your pictures are like. So here's my pictures for my first sleeve. And now I can go ahead and cut my second sleeve. So I'm just gonna find where I think looks good. About right here. I'm gonna bring it down just a hair so I can get more of his face right here in it. Just a hair. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna trace this sleeve. Now this is what you do to make sure that your sleeves match up. So I'm just gonna cut this complete. I mean, you're gonna cut super close to your pattern this time because you want these to be just alike. You don't want the sleeves to feel different when they put their hoodie on. I'm just gonna cut that. I think I know what I'm gonna use for my hood too. Okay, so these are my two sleeves. So this is one, this is two. Again, when you sew inside out, so you're gonna fold it inside out. I normally don't clip it, but just for video purposes, I'm going to clip it because it's just an easy straight sew. You don't necessarily need to clip it, but I'm gonna clip it for video purposes. So you clip that thing right on up, okay? Okay, so then you have your 2 sleeves. Next, we're gonna do our hood. Where did I put the hood at? Right here. Okay, so the hood, I ain't gonna lie, the first couple times I did these hoodies, the hood tricked me every time. Okay, so I think this is a really good picture right here. So I'm gonna use this picture, and I'm gonna place the hood right here. Now you can cut this fringe off if you want to. I like to keep the fringe just because, you know, we really don't know when we're gonna use it. This particular hoodie, she does not want fringe, but I have so many hoodies that do, so I like to keep it. And then, you know, I do purses and everything else, so I like to keep it. It comes in handy a lot. There's a lot of good pictures still left on this hoodie, so if I didn't want to use this picture here, I could use this picture, which is a very good picture. I can use this picture. I'm definitely going to use this picture for the other side of the hoodie. I think I'm going to use this picture here. I like this picture. So, instead of this one, I'm going to use this picture. So, again, you just place your hood. And, I mean, simple. Just cut on around it. Again, you want to leave a little room for your hem on this side because you're going to have to hem your hood as well. So I'm going to leave some room for my hem. So this is one side of the hood. Now, the part that I was messing up on when I was doing my hood, I kept forgetting to flip my hood. Do not forget to flip your hood. So a lot of time I wanted to do this and cut it out, and it's the wrong way. You have to do this because the hood's on separate sides. So you have this side of the hood and this side of the hood. When you put it together, it makes the hood. So you have to cut them separately. So you're gonna flip it. So this part is gonna go face down onto the picture that you want to be on the other side of your hood. And then after that, you're gonna do the same way that we did with the sleeve. You're gonna cut it out exactly because you want the hood to be the same size on both sides. So you're gonna cut it off exactly. Okay, so all this is left over, and then I just got this. Okay, so after you cut off of that extra fringe, you're gonna have this, and then you're just gonna clip it and sew it. So I'm gonna sew my pieces together, and then I'll show you how to sew all the pieces together to ultimately create a hoodie. So I sewed the zipper. I sewed the hoodie. So remember, it was this way. I just sewed straight up. I did a nice little hem and the hood for the hoodie is done. Alright, so my next piece is gonna be the sleeve. I'm actually gonna take this apart and I'm gonna go ahead and hem it while it's straight. It's easier to hem when it's straight than to hem in a circle. So I'm gonna go ahead and hem this part, and I'll be back. Okay, so we have both sleeves done. You want to go ahead and pull them through.
Yo, kid, so I guess this is how you got that buckwheat style fade, huh? You stick your head in the icebox, right? Yo, listen, I hear you're a rapper. Well, I got a rap for your ass. You run around town like a faggot in the heat. Me and my boys can't be beat. Wherever you go, we can smell you like gas. We're gonna bucket is. You got your silly ass locked in the icebox with nowhere to go. Wait. What you really do is just take this refrigerator and just dump that shit in the river.
This nigga's trash.
He always go overboard. He goes to committing crime. I bet he went to jail when he got older.
This is your lucky day. Clay, I gotta talk to you, man. Tell me tomorrow. Thanks. I'm sorry, listen.
So those are the sleeves.
Kid
And you want to
got
pull them
locked up.
inside. I mean, right side again. And then here is the body piece. So this is the front, because you can tell because the dip of the neck. This is the back. The sleeves, but it's still inside out, okay? And I have, did I hem it already? No, I haven't hemmed it. I hemmed both sleeves and I hemmed the hood. So only thing I'm gonna have to hem in the end is the bottom of the hoodie. So you're gonna take the sleeve and you're gonna put it through the sleeve hole. So mind you, this is right side, this is inside out, but you want the right sides to touch. So when you put it in, they're gonna touch. You're gonna take your seam and it's gonna match up with your seam of your hoodie.
Why don't we let bygones be bygones and work together to get ourselves out of here?
And then you're gonna clip it. I like to clip it on both sides just so that it stays nice and tight where it needs to be at. And then I take my hood and I clip it all the way around. So I'm just pulling it nice and tight where it's not gonna have any spaces or anything. And sometimes I've had times where like I would already sew this. So you just gonna clip it around. And I've had times where this would be too big or too small. And basically you just, if it's too small, you take some of this out at the bottom. And if it's too big, you just sew it up where it needs to be. But that did not happen here. So you're going to take and you're going to sew around here and you're going to do the same thing to the other sleeve. Okay, so I sewed the sleeves in. Sleeves are on. So now we're going to put the hood on. And the hood, you're going to take it from the front. Like this. So this is the front. Your hood. Gonna be inside out. You're gonna stick it in here. And you're gonna take the seam to the very middle of the back of the hoodie, or the collar of the back of the hoodie. So you want to make sure that it's even on both sides and make sure that it's primarily in the middle. It doesn't, I mean, if you are off an inch or two or, you know, a few centimeters, it's not going to make a difference. But just make sure that it's in the center and then clip it around all the way to the front. And then you just sew around this circle. Okay, so I'm done, okay? So this is what it looks like when you get... I'm gonna help Grandpa. What do you mean you're gonna help? This is what it looks like when you get done with it, okay? So, of course, you sew everything inside out. So everything's inside out. So let's pull through. And I did hem the bottom.
Our time is fractured. You two somehow created a feedback loop of uncertainty that split our reality into two equally possible impossibilities. We're exactly like a man capable of sustaining a platonic friendship with an attractive female co-worker. We're entirely hypothetical. But I thought there were infinite timelines. We're not on any timeline, dummy.
It's the phrase a lot. So.
Oh my God!
Are those cats?
Yeah.
I assume they're Schrodinger's cats. Actually,
So
I
this
assume
is
they
the
both
finished
are
product.
just like us.
So that's the front.
Mom and Dad, get your head out of your family's ass. The three of us are lost in a timeless oblivion. Your parents
this
get
is
to
the
exist.
back.
They're probably living it up in some pointless grounded story about their shitty marriage.
So
Cold Stone Creamery is the best.
I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is the video.
What happened here?
We have to tell the cops you were driving.
So this is the finished product. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired by Bailey on Instagram. And Facebook is Whitley Downs. It's the picture of me and my man, okay? So when you look on there, it's two of them. The other one was a hacked page, just a long story, but it's the one with the picture of me and my man, okay? You'll see it. He's the cute bald-headed one. All right, y'all. So I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow, like, share, all of that good stuff. And I will see y'all next video. And if you liked it, let me know.